Good afternoon on what is a mild, grey and overcast day. It is Friday the 11th of November. I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a parcel to unbox, and this was come from the States. It is from Andrews McMeel Publishing, so let's find out what is in here. Open up the customs decorations, so I don't want to cut through that. Oh yeah. So opening up, what we have got in here is stuff, bright red stuff. So open the package. What I've got in here is this very actually quite weighty volume, which is the Zweihander Fantasy Horror Starter Kit, and the separate player's guide, which is what you get extra with it, I believe, if you backed it on Kickstarter. Now, I didn't, but as one of, I was an editor for Zweihander when it was originally published, and this is a courtesy, so it's sort of something I have worked on, but not directly. So, I'm going to look at the player's guide anyway. So this is the player guide for Zweihander. Zweihander is a descendant and development of the original Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay First Edition. They've taken all the rules, codified them, presented them in a more coherent fashion, and Zweihander is the result. So we open up, and we have contents, and with some more of the great artwork. There is fantastic artwork throughout the Zweihander line. No, I'm not, I guess I'm not listed under the editor, but as a contributor, thank you very much. What we've got is an explanation of what the Zweihander world is like. So that is morally grey, humanity, involves humanity and adventuring, superstition and stratification, so superstition rules supreme, magic and heresy, and it states fantasy horror gaming. Zweihander isn't a game of 0 to hero, so it's not like the traditional fantasy role-playing path of you starting off at the first level and going up. This is from 0 to 1. It's but not a game about heroes and happy endings. It's about people trying to survive, and it's low fantasy, high stakes, violence, compassion, conflict, and entropy. It's a great overview of what's in here, and details on corruption, so on, RPG safety tools. Just one simple couple of paragraphs, Fighting Prejudice, just acknowledging that. I like that, and then how to read the book. And then it's got the final considerations. That Zweihander is easy to learn but hard to master. Veteran players will already be familiar with some of the starter kit. Unlike board games, the only win condition in Zweihander is to have a good time. Zweihander awaits and the fate of your tale hangs in the balance. Again, nicely, cleanly laid out. Great artwork. And then we have a guide to how the gameplay works. Roles of both the player and the game master are explained. What to expect from the game. We've got a quick example, acting narrative, and giving permission there for players to set the scene. Okay. Explaining the dice mechanics, and some sample tests based on the skills, alchemy, awareness, incantation, interrogation, skullduggery, warfare, all listed there. Running a skill test, points out the dice matches are critical successes and critical failures depending upon whether above or below the skill, flipping to success, flipping to fail. Those are the key rules that you need to play Zweihander. And they're all kind of clearly, easily explained here in the pages of this player's book. How to use fortune points, suffering misfortune points. And again, at the end of it, okay, what I like about this is here are the rules, here's an explanation, and here are the final considerations, the final thoughts on the section. Here's what, take this into consideration once you've read this. And then how to create player characters, how to get into them. Nicely using almost sort of the creation of a mechanical or man or flesh made real. Step 1, your profession, generalist magic spells and so on. It's sort of like just taking you step by step through the process. So that's for right through adjusting for upbringing, primary attribute bonuses, secondary attribute bonuses. There are GM tips as well until you get to fate points and deciding upon your background, ancestry and the like. And this is giving you options here, so whether that, I just want to show you some of these, sorry, I was just trying to find, okay, so essentially whether that is human, or table of contents for their description there, and then it's going to do the same for the awakened, the Aslan. So includes non-human races here and some very different non-human races, but the more traditional dwarf is in there. Elf. And you've got nice illustrations accompanying this, sort of like here's what an elf might look like in the atypical Zweihander setting. And whether you like them or not, gnomes are in there too. Grendels. There are no halflings though, so you have basically gnomes. Oh yes, there are. Sorry. Okay. There are halflings. My error. I thought they. Ogres, possibility as well. Cyabra. Again, you've also got basically a table of traits on there. Ubasti. Minor complaint. I said, this would have been nice if this would have been a little bit thicker, perhaps a nice hardback or something like that. But then, make it a bit sturdier for use. It's sturdy enough. We've got sort of like rolling here for things like social class, physical appearance. Just building your character, adding flavour and detail. And then season of birth and dooming, just basically your augurs, as it were, and then the effects of alignment and corruption, because you'll be exposed to dark corruptive forces during the game, and then buying trappings, which is your equipment. So you've got character generation, equipment, explanation of the core rules. It's all in here. So you've got sections on taverns, illumination, medicines and poisons, all described as well. Armour, shields and weaponry. Almost the first port of call for your average player character. I need a weapon, I need some armour. accompanied by, here's the table for ranged weapons. So, and that includes all the way up to flintlock pistols, dueling pistols, that kind of thing. Combat and healing. So, we've got an explanation of the core rules, and then we get into the fighting, how to run a combat encounter, anatomy of a turn, breaking it down, combat conditions, movement actions, clearly laid out simple explanations, attack actions, perilous stunts, which cost you action points, things like chokehold, disarming, takedown, sunder, dirty tricks, and the like. Special actions, interact low, take aim, so on. Reactions from a counter spell or opportunity attack, parry or dodge, resist, and a guide to attacking, healing and damage and bleeding. It's all here. Healing disease, with a breakdown of all the options, and then casting magic here at the end. Again, nice illustration, nice dark feel to the world of Zweihander, an explanation of how magic works, and so on. But just a quick overview, and then learning new spells, and that's it. The spells themselves are not necessarily. There are similar spells earlier in the book, I believe. But so yeah, that is the player's guide for Zweihander, which comes separate to the starter set if you backed it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game, which I will extract and talk about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice cup of tea, then please do hit that subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. We'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.